If you have ever felt your hip wobble on a step, or if one small tumble has left you replaying "what if" in your head, you are not alone. Losing balance or worrying about fractures can turn simple walks into stressful, cautious routines. That fear chips away at independence, and I have seen too many bright, active lives narrowed by one preventable fall. I am Dr. Linda Rose, and for decades I have helped older adults rebuild strength, confidence, and balance. In this video I will teach you 5 hip exercises that are osteoporosis-friendly, gentle enough for fragile bones, but powerful enough to improve balance, strengthen the muscles that protect your joints, and reduce your risk of hip fracture. These are exercises you can do at home, with simple props like a chair or the wall, and I will show modifications so everyone can join safely. You do not need to be an athlete or spend hours in a gym. Small, focused movements done correctly every day make a measurable difference in bone health, walking steadiness, and your ability to keep doing the things you love. Gardening, dancing with a grandchild, or simply walking to the shops without fear. I will guide you step by step, explain why each movement helps, and offer tips to protect your bones while you strengthen them. Before we get started, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell, so you never miss a simple, science-backed health tip, designed especially for older adults like you. If you find this video helpful, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0. Your feedback is invaluable and helps me improve these videos for your benefit. Now, let's begin. Exercise 1. Seated marching for hip mobility and strength. One of the safest and most effective starting points for hip strengthening is a simple move called seated marching. It looks easy at first, but do not underestimate the power of this exercise. When done daily, it builds the hip flexor muscles that help you lift your legs while walking, climbing stairs, or getting in and out of a car. Many of my patients in their 70s and 80s notice that this one move reduces stiffness and makes everyday tasks less of a struggle. Here is how you do it. Sit tall on a sturdy chair with both feet flat on the floor, your back away from the backrest so your core muscles are gently engaged. Place your hands on the sides of the chair for light support, but avoid leaning heavily. Now, slowly lift your right knee as if you are marching in place, keeping your foot relaxed. Hold that lifted position for about 3 seconds, then lower your foot with control. Switch to the left leg and repeat. The goal is to lift each leg 10 to 12 times, alternating sides. If you are new to exercise, start with fewer repetitions and build up over time. This movement does more than just wake up your hips. It trains coordination between your legs, improves circulation in the lower body, and even engages your abdominal muscles, which play a big role in balance. If you want an extra challenge, you can loop a light resistance band around your thighs to make the lift harder. On the other hand, if you have weaker hips, you can make the motion smaller. Even lifting your foot just an inch or two still brings benefit. What I love most about seated marching is that it gives you a sense of control without fear of falling. You are supported by the chair, but your hips are still getting the work they need. After just a few weeks, many people feel steadier on their feet and notice less dragging when walking. Think of it as teaching your hips to stay awake and ready, so you can stay active, safe, and independent. Exercise 2. Standing side leg raises for hip strength and balance. If you want a simple exercise that directly strengthens the outer hip muscles, the very ones that stabilize your pelvis and prevent falls, standing side leg raises are one of my go-to recommendations. These muscles, called the hip abductors, often weaken with age. When they do, walking can become more tiring, balance gets shaky, and even standing on one leg to put on pants becomes a challenge. By practicing this move regularly, you are training the exact muscles that help you stay upright and steady. Here is how you can do it safely. Stand tall beside a sturdy chair or countertop, holding on lightly for support. Keep your feet about hip-width apart and your posture tall. Imagine a string gently pulling the crown of your head toward the ceiling. Now, slowly lift your right leg out to the side, just a few inches off the floor, keeping your toes pointing forward and your knee straight. Hold for a moment, then lower the leg with control. Switch to the left side and repeat. Aim for 10 repetitions per leg, gradually increasing to 15 or 20 as you build strength. The key here is slow, controlled movement. Many people rush and swing the leg, but that reduces the benefit. Instead, think about tightening the muscles along the side of your hip as you lift, as though you are pressing your leg gently against invisible resistance. If you want to challenge yourself further, you can add a resistance band around your ankles, or pause for 2 or 3 seconds at the top of the lift to build endurance. Why is this exercise so powerful for osteoporosis-friendly fitness? Because these side hip muscles act like the hinges of a door. They hold your pelvis steady every time you take a step. When they are strong, you reduce side-to-side wobbling and gain the stability needed to walk with confidence. Strengthening them also lessens the strain on your lower back and knees, which often overcompensate when hips are weak. Many of my older patients notice a remarkable improvement in balance after just a few weeks of practicing side leg raises. They feel more secure while standing in the kitchen, waiting in line, or even enjoying social dancing again. It is such a simple movement, but the payoff is huge. Stronger bones, steadier steps, and renewed confidence in your mobility. Exercise 3. Hip bridges for bone strength and core stability. One of the most effective yet gentle ways to strengthen your hips, glutes, and core muscles all at once is the hip bridge exercise. I often teach this to my patients because it not only helps protect the hips from fractures, but also improves posture and makes walking easier. Strong glutes are like a built-in cushion for your pelvis and lower spine, and they take pressure off the fragile bones that osteoporosis can affect. Here's how to do it. Begin by lying on your back on a comfortable surface such as a yoga mat or carpeted floor. Bend your knees so that your feet are flat on the ground, about hip-width apart, and place your arms at your sides for support. Now, press your heels gently into the floor, tighten your abdominal muscles, and slowly lift your hips up toward the ceiling. Your body should form a straight line from your shoulders to your knees. Hold this position for 3 to 5 seconds, squeezing your glute muscles as if you are pinching a coin between them. Then, lower your hips back down with control. Aim to repeat this 10 to 12 times, resting briefly between sets. If lifting high feels difficult, start with smaller movements. Even raising your hips just a few inches still engages the right muscles. Over time, as your strength improves, you can hold the bridge longer or add resistance by placing a light weight or pillow across your hips. Just remember, quality matters more than height. Slow, steady movements are far safer and more effective than quick jerks. What makes hip bridges so important for osteoporosis-friendly exercise is that they do more than build muscle. This motion also stimulates the bones of your spine, pelvis, and hips, encouraging them to stay strong through gentle weight-bearing activity. It also strengthens the deep core muscles that help you maintain balance, making falls less likely. Many people notice reduced back stiffness, better walking posture, and improved endurance after a few weeks of consistent practice. Think of this exercise as a way of resetting your hips every day. When you stand up after doing bridges, you may notice that your steps feel lighter, steadier, and more controlled. It is a small investment of time with an incredible return. Stronger bones, better posture, and renewed confidence in moving safely. Exercise 4. Heel-to-toe walk for balance and hip control. One of the most practical and surprisingly powerful exercises I teach is the heel-to-toe walk. It looks almost like you are walking on a tightrope, and that is exactly why it is so effective. This simple move trains your hips, core, and legs to work together, which is critical for balance and fall prevention. For older adults with osteoporosis, balance is just as important as bone strength, because one fall can change everything. By practicing heel-to-toe walking, you strengthen the stabilizing muscles of the hips while also sharpening your sense of coordination. Here is how to do it safely. Stand tall near a wall, hallway, or countertop so you have something to steady yourself if needed. Place your right foot directly in front of your left, so that the heel of your right foot touches the toes of your left foot. Then, slowly step forward with your left foot, placing its heel directly in front of your right toes. Continue this pattern for 10 to 15 steps, moving carefully and focusing on posture. Keep your eyes forward, shoulders relaxed, and core muscles engaged. When you reach the end of your steps, turn around carefully and repeat in the opposite direction. If this feels too challenging at first, You can make it easier by leaving just a small gap between your heel and toe instead of touching them exactly. Over time, as your balance improves, try to make the steps narrower until you can confidently place heel to toe. You can also test yourself by pausing for 2 seconds after each step, which forces your hips and core to stabilize even more. Why is this exercise so valuable? Because balance is a skill, not just a reflex. The heel-to-toe walk strengthens the muscles along the sides of your hips and trains your brain to coordinate each step with precision. It mimics the narrow, careful steps you might take on uneven ground or slippery surfaces, which makes real-life walking safer and more confident. Many of my patients tell me they feel wobbly when first starting this exercise, but within a few weeks they notice dramatic improvement. Tasks like walking through crowded places, stepping off a curb, or even standing still while reaching for something overhead feel steadier. This simple drill restores trust in your body, giving you the freedom to move without constant fear of losing your balance. Exercise 5. Step UPS for functional hip and bone strength. The final exercise I want to share with you is step-ups. This movement is simple but powerful, because it mimics one of the most common real-life activities: climbing stairs. Every time you step up onto a curb, a bus, or your own staircase at home, your hips and legs are doing this very motion. For adults with osteoporosis, strengthening this movement pattern is essential to maintain independence and prevent falls. Step-ups not only build hip and leg muscles, but they also give your bones the gentle impact they need to stay strong. Here's how to do it safely. Stand in front of a low, sturdy step, such as the bottom step of a staircase or a secure aerobic step platform. Hold on to a railing or the back of a sturdy chair for support if needed. Place your right foot fully on the step, press through your heel, and slowly lift your body up so that both feet are standing on the step. Then, step back down carefully with your left foot, followed by your right. Repeat this sequence 10 times, then switch and lead with the opposite leg. If the step feels too high at first, start with something lower, even a thick book or curb outside. The goal is not speed but control. Move slowly, keeping your core muscles engaged and your posture upright. Over time, you can increase the challenge by holding light hand weights, pausing briefly on the step, or using a slightly higher platform. What makes step-ups especially osteoporosis-friendly is that they combine muscle strengthening with gentle weight-bearing impact, both of which are key for bone health. Your hips, thighs, and glutes all activate during this move, and your bones get the signal to stay dense and resilient. It also improves balance, since each step requires you to briefly stand on one leg, training the stabilizing muscles around your hips and ankles. Many of my patients notice that after practicing step-ups regularly, stairs no longer feel like an obstacle but rather an easy part of daily life. They also feel more confident when stepping onto curbs, buses, or uneven ground. That confidence is priceless, because it means you can keep doing the activities you love without hesitation or fear. This exercise truly represents independence. Each step you take is not just physical, but also a reminder that your body is still capable, strong, and ready to carry you forward. You have just learned 5 simple but powerful hip exercises that are safe for osteoporosis, yet strong enough to rebuild balance, mobility, and bone health. I hope you can feel, even in your imagination right now, the difference these movements could make in your daily life. Every lift, every step, and every stretch is more than exercise. It is a quiet promise you make to yourself to stay strong, steady, and independent. I want you to remember this. It is never too late to start. Whether you are in your 60s, 70s, 80s, or beyond, your bones and muscles can still respond to movement. I have seen patients who once feared walking without support rediscover their freedom simply by committing to exercises like these a few minutes each day. Consistency matters more than intensity. Even small daily practice builds lasting progress. So do not be discouraged if you feel weak or wobbly at first. That is normal. Every repetition is a step forward, and every effort sends a powerful signal to your body that you are choosing health, strength, and vitality. With time, your hips will feel stronger, your balance more reliable, and your confidence renewed. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and share it with a friend who could benefit from stronger hips and better balance. And of course, Do not forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell, so you never miss one of my science-backed, senior-friendly health tips. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Stay strong, stay hopeful, and keep moving, because every step you take is an investment in the vibrant life you deserve.